there are several issues relating to your children that you're going to have to resolve during the mediation process. One of the issues that I get asked about most often, and a lot of times in the actual initial consultation, is about child support. If you hire lawyers and you go to a judge, child support is going to be based on a chart that you can find on the internet. It's called the Child Support Calculator. And that child support calculator takes you about 5 or 10 minutes to answer the questions, and then it'll spew out what child support is. It will cost you a lot of money to get to that point if you hire lawyers, and there will be lots of arguments about child support if you hire lawyers. I'm not saying there won't be arguments about it if you go to mediation. But one of the beautiful things about mediation is that you can take things into consideration that are very difficult and costly to take into consideration if you're in a courtroom and lawyers are in control or the judge is in control. So another good thing about mediation is that you are in control, even when it comes to child support. There is nothing in the law that says that child support has to be a certain way. You two get to decide that question in mediation. Generally speaking, the guidelines that we talk about when we're lawyers and we're debating over how to settle a case, you'll hear that word a lot. You'll hear it a lot in mediation too. But guidelines for litigation and guidelines for mediation are different in that in litigation, you follow the guidelines. In mediation, you get to set your own guidelines. So if you want to know what child support is going to be, if you go through litigation, go to that child support calculator. It's on the Secretary of State's website, and calculate what it will be. And another option is to go to a lawyer and pay a lot of money for getting the same answer. That's one of the problems with family law in today's world. Everybody just assumes they have to go hire a lawyer. I can tell you right now, and I've been one of those lawyers, and I've made my living that way. I decided one day that it isn't a good way for people to get divorced, and that's when I started doing these mediations, because you end up spending so much money fighting about things that are really very simple to reach agreements about if you're in the right environment. If you've got that environment where it encourages conversation, encourages the two of you to make decisions in the best interest of your children. And I've had couples walk away, some with what we call guideline child support. Sometimes that's what works for them. Other times, it's a different way. And maybe the children are at an age where child support just isn't enough to take care of all their needs. So we have to find another way of dealing with that. One of the most important things to take into consideration if you're mediating and you're thinking about how to support the kids is think about what standard of living your children have always had and what standard of living you want them to have after the two of you are divorced. That should be the guiding principle in deciding about child support. And in mediation, you can do that. When you go to court and you fight in a courtroom, nobody has the time to sit and talk about all those things. I'm telling you right now, and I'm not telling you not to do it. Maybe yours is one of those cases that has to be that way. I don't think any cases have to be that way, except a very few that I've talked about in another one of these series of videos. But everything can be decided by the two people who know those children the best, and that's the two of you. So remember, if you give up control enough to go through mediation and not worry about, do I have to do that? Can she make me do that? Can he make me do that? Can the judge make me do that? In mediation with the right mediator, and we feel we have the right mediators at divorce mediation centers, those mediators will help you make a decision that the two of you know is best for your children. So give us a call. Schedule a consultation. We don't charge for that. And you can get an answer to a lot of those questions in that consultation to help you make a decision about whether to go hire lawyers or give mediation a try.